Get in the Ring connects startups to opportunities to start, grow, and scale up their business.
The reason I said yes to this one was because we were coming to the home of Philips and going to spend the day with the Philips executives.
All these entrepreneurs that have great energy, they have great tools, and they all want to change the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Get in the Ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Introducing the legend, the host of over 150 events in 5 continents, global ringmaster of Get in the Ring, Mr. Keith Douglas Wallace!
Welcome to Get in the Ring, the global startup competition. I'm Keith Wallace, and I'm the global ringmaster here. Some of you might be asking, what is that? Well, it means with our ring, we travel around the world, from Berlin to Burkina Faso, from Medellin through to Mexico. Why is that important? Because it means we bring 2 startups into this ring and allow them to battle it out. I know listening to pitching is rather boring. Well, we did something to change that. We give them only 1 minute each to tell us in very simple terms what they do and why that's special. And then we go into a battle of 5 rounds. Round 1, team. What makes the team outstanding? We don't care about titles. We don't care who's CFO. What we want to know is what they've done. Round 2, achievements. We don't want storytelling here. What is the turnover? How much capital have you raised? How much grant income have you had? What have they achieved in concrete form? And that leads very carefully into round 3. Business model and market. How do they make money and how much money is to be made? Round 4, financials and proposition. Perhaps the most important of all the rounds. What do they want from you as an audience, from our champions, or from wider financiers? If they don't tell us, they've failed. Round 5, freestyle. Now this is my favorite round because a good competitor in the red corner has heard everything the blue corner opponent said and has figured out all of the weaknesses in their armor. And they're going to highlight every one of those and then highlight the strong points of their own and tell the jury and you as audience why they should win. When this is done, it's question time. And then there is the vote to see who is going to be champion. Because in Get in the Ring, it's a battle, and in a battle, there can only be one winner. So let's get in the ring and let's see who we're going to meet today. Welcome. Are you hungry? Because I know I am. It's time for the food and agriculture battle. And we have 2 amazing competitors that I've been told about from the people who were in the earlier rounds. Very, very good competitors. And we have an amazing lineup in our jury members who are going to be asking some very searching questions as we go through. And who do we have today on the jury? We have Vita. Vita, why are you on the jury today and what are you looking for?
So, where I'm looking for, the company where I work for, Hero, we have in our mission, we are focusing on delight consumers by conserving the goodness of nature. And I think this is exactly also where I'm looking for. I'm looking for the part of sustainable agriculture, and I look to the way, how do we make sustainable food production possible? And I think the 2 contenders today are exactly in that field. And where I'm looking for is impact. So not only nice idea, but where can we make a real sustainable impact in this world?
Wonderful. Very clear impact, very clear what you're looking for and why. So we're going to be coming back to you at the end asking what connections there are and see what we can do. But thank you so much, Vita. Let's move on. The second of our jury members is Artem. Artem, you are with Danone. So what are you looking for between the two entrepreneurs today?
Yeah, hi. Yes, so I do work for Danone. Actually, I work for the research part of Danone, and at Danone, we always look for teams and the solutions which are transforming our food system, the way we produce, consume, and value food. And we happen to have this mission in the company to do it in the respectable way, one planet, one health, and bring health through food to as many people as possible.
Wonderful. Well, very clear again what you're looking for and why. And then we come to our last jury member of today, but one who was actually on this very stage in Singapore a few years ago. Good champion. So you've gone from pitching to sitting in the chair to judge. So what are you looking for today, Roar?
Well, shalom from Israel, and thank you for having me. What I'm looking for is for a fellow entrepreneur that is looking for better solutions into the future. Products that are more sustainable, healthier, safer, and more efficient to produce.
Very clear. So I'm going to ask both of our fine founders, do you understand what the jury is expecting from you? It's a thumbs up from Jamie and from Julie. Excellent, a thumbs up there too. Superb. So now we see what's being looked at. Let's introduce our two contenders. Our two contenders today are in the red corner. It's Jamie Burrows from the United Kingdom. Welcome, Jamie. And we go across to the blue corner, Loop Mission from Canada, Julia Poitras-Saulnier. We're going to give you 1 minute to introduce yourself, your company in such a way that we understand what you do. Good luck.
1/3 of the food is wasted worldwide, and almost 80% of that waste comes from the industry. My name is Julie. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Loop Mission, a circular economy company that reduces food waste by repurposing the outcasts of the food industry. It all started by a phone call from the most important produce distributor in Canada. He was throwing away more than 20 tons of fruits and vegetables every single day. Not because these were not good for consumption anymore, but because of their look, or mostly because of speculation and shelf life issues. So we partner up to transform those misfits into cold-pressed juices and smoothies. To close the loop, we also reuse our own waste, which is the leftover fiber and pulp from juicing, to make vegan dog treats and pizza crust. We then push the concept further away. We also have a line of beers made with day-old bread, a gin that upcycles potato cuttings from a potato chips company, soaps made with recycled oil from a cooking oil from a vegan fast food chain, and also cookies that give a second life to discarded grains from the beer industry. So basically at Loop Mission...
You know, I'm going to let you finish the sentence. I'm very nice. So, last few words, Julie.
Basically, at Loop Mission, we transform trash into treasure.
Trash to treasure. Very clear what you guys do. I love that last line. Jamie was even smiling, so we're going to go back to his smiling face and ask for the same minute and maybe a final sentence that's just as strong, Jamie. Can you do that for me?
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Jamie Burrows and I'm the founder and CEO of Vertical Future, which is a London-based technology company focused on vertical farming. There are massive issues with our food system globally. We have a massive reliance on global food supply chains. There's a lot of waste. We have unsustainable production methods, mass use of pesticides, and so on. In short, we're not being very sustainable. At Vertical Future, we design, build, and license high-tech hardware and software solutions for the vertical farming sector, and we export these globally. We have production sites and projects and joint ventures from the UK through to Singapore, as well as a really interesting research and development pipeline that goes beyond food into phytopharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals. Our main objective is to improve population health and to also reduce food and health-related inequalities for our food system and create a better planet overall.
Thank you very much. Is there a final line? From trash to treasure, from Julie Will Remember, do you have a similar thing?
Healthier planet. It's very simple. Healthier planet, healthier people for us.
Excellent. Healthier planet, healthier people for us. So let's get on and let's start this battle properly because we've had the introductions. It's now time for the 5 rounds. Round one, it's team, and we're going to the blue corner. We're starting with Julie.
I co-founded the company with two other partners, and together we're extremely complementary. We're the dream team. Fred, who is literally born in a basket of fruits and vegetables, he spent all his life working in the 100-year-old family-owned business distribution company. And also David, my life partner, who is also a chef that makes all our recipes and a serial entrepreneur. As of me, I have a master's degree in environmental sciences and sustainability. We've surrounded ourselves with an incredible team full of specialists, now composed of 40 people that we call the Rescue Squad.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There is so much of this team you couldn't fit it in 30 seconds. Impressive. Well, let's go across to the red corner.
Yes, so Vertical Future was set up by myself and my wife Marie in 2016. I came from a background in healthcare and life sciences, working at companies like EY, Deloitte, and the Department of Health. Marie came from a very similar background. We have a team of 35 staff, soon to be 60 by the end of the year, across engineering, software engineering, and plant sciences. We also have an excellent board, which includes the former head of the National Health Service and the former global CMO at Deliveroo, and a separate technical advisory group to support us.
Very, very clear. But with all those amazing people, there have to be real achievements. So we're sticking with you. Round two. Achievements, no storytelling, just fact.
So we've experienced year-on-year revenue growth and team growth. We've been listed in the Food Tech 500 for 2 years running. We've been supported by the UK Trade and Investment arm as an exemplary company and the UK Chancellor of the Exchequer. We've also been listed in most of the major media outlets, including Forbes globally. We have a global pipeline, and we've had £1.1 billion of inward interest in our projects over the last 9 months, and projects that we've actually executed on, and we have a 75% success rate for grant submissions on the R&D side in the UK.
Wow, very clear. Those are real achievements. Let's go across to Julie, and let's ask the same on the achievements of the company.
I could tell you that in less than 4 years, we became the most important cold pressed juice in Canada, that we now have more than 3,000 points of sales across the country, that the factory that we built just 2 years ago is already too small, so we are already moving to a new one. It's all true. But what I'm the most proud of is the impact we had by being the worldwide leader in food upcycling. We've saved more than 6,000 tons of fruits and vegetables, avoided the emission of 4,000 tons of greenhouse gas, and saved 400 million liters of water.
Well, those are achievements too. Well, I think that the only way of deciding this is to move on to round three, which is business model and market. How do you make money and how much money is to be made? Let's go back to the red corner.
Sure, so our primary model is we sell our hardware, we license our software on a 3-year rolling basis. We can also operate the sites using our data and our previous operational experiences, and we do contract research. We're operating in a market where food produce is worth over about $1 trillion, and the technology side of that is over $100 billion. Also, that's just the fresh produce side of things. As I said, we're very active in the other areas as well, such as phytopharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals.
Thank you, Jamie. That was a perfect 30 seconds. Let us move across to the blue corner and hear the same thing. Now, how much money is to be made? What is the market? And how do you make the money? What's the business model?
The power behind our model is that everybody wins. We insist on paying the ingredients, which transform a financial loss into a revenue for our supplying partners. On our side, we have a lower cost, allowing to be more competitive on the market and to offer a product at a more affordable price for consumers. And since we sell more than a product, we sell a mission, we can have a wide variety of products, all under the same Loop Mission brand, and have a point of contact with consumers in every single aisle of a grocery store.
Very nice indeed. I think it's time for round 4, and this is the most important of all of the rounds, because this is the round where there's the ask, the proposition, towards either our jury or to the wider audience that are out there right now. So let's see who seems most reasonable out of the two of you. I can't decide, but we're going to go with Julie first. Over to the blue corner. Let's hear about financials and proposition.
We double our sales every year since the beginning to achieve 10 million in revenues in 2020. We're now ready to conquer the world by replicating our model all around the globe. We recently started selling in the US, and we already found partners interested to collaborate with us to upcycle more food locally in Europe, United States, and Australia. We're just about to finish our first investment round of $11.5 million that will help support our growth and mostly go from local to global.
Thank you very much. Very to the point. Jamie?
So we've experienced year-on-year revenue growth since 2016. This year is the first year when we've actually started to sell our technologies and software. We've got about £30 million of contracted revenues due in by September 30th of this year, so a really exceptional first year. We expect to be in a positive EBITDA position as well. So it's not just about the pipeline, we're actually really delivering on that. We're actually going through a Series A investment round at present for between 20 and 40 million and have a lot of active interest, and we're looking for a flotation in probably the next 2 to 3 years.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think we're going to stick with you because I'd like to move on to our last round, round 5. Jim, you've been listening to Julie. You've listened to the strong points and the weak points of her case. Maybe it's good to point out some of the weak points of her case and the stronger points of yours, because this is your last chance to convince the jury that you should win.
I mean, first of all, I think Julie has an excellent business, so I wouldn't want to pick between the two. I think on our side, we're both participating in a really excellent sector, food sector. From a vertical farming standpoint, it's a really high growth area. There's a lot of active interest in it. The thing I like about vertical farming is it's the intersection between many areas: food sustainability, infrastructure, food security, environment, health, and so on. We have a lot of active and large potential joint ventures and opportunities with big corporates that we'd really like to deliver on, and it's going to be a really interesting next couple of years.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But the last word today goes to Julie. So, Julie, why should you win?
I think we should win because the impact we have is much wider than our own organization. We inspire an entire industry towards a new way of doing and thinking business. We show that collaboration instead of competition results in social and environmental gain and economic value. We can't solve food waste on our own. Today we're receiving phone calls from the most important food actors in the world, like Del Monte, Kraft, and so on. This little project that started in my apartment, I can't believe that today it attracts the attention of multinationals who are eager to collaborate with us and see the value in what we do.
Thank you very, very much. That was exactly 30 seconds completely on the nose. Thank you. I think it's time for us to move into questions from our champion jury member. So, Dror, over to you.
Well, I would start by saying thank you to both participants. You were amazing. This was great. I have 2 questions for each one of you. To Julie, since you are using waste, how you are ensuring the quality and the safety of your products, and also will your technology be able to feed Africa?
So to answer the first question, we actually, it's crazy because if you look just in Canada, it's more than half of the food that is wasted. So the food that we receive is actually not even ripe sometimes because the food cycle takes so much time. When a product leaves a distribution center, it needs at least 2 to 3 weeks shelf life to be able to go until to consumers, because you go to the warehouse of the retailers and then the retailers have to put it on the shelf. So everything overall takes 2 to 3 weeks. So when it's going to be ripe in 3-4 days, it's already too late. So we take our products that we take is not moldy, and it's not something that is just too ripe. It's something that is not, it's just going to be ripe in 2-3 days. So it's already too late. Or sometimes it's just the fact that it's a bit crooked, or the shape is kind of strange, so it doesn't fit in the standards of the industry.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid the bell tolled on that one. But you had 2 questions there. Do you want to go to the second question?
Yeah, I can absolutely go with the second question. So our model actually increased food security around the world because there is so much food that is produced that is wasted, and all of this food, it's actually included in the price. So everybody along the chain include this little buffer of what they know they're going to waste. So at the end of the day, it increased the price of the food on the market. So if you want to ensure everybody gets to eat and eat good food and good fruits and vegetables, you need to lower price. And to lower price, we need to ensure that there is no waste all along the chain. So that could definitely help bring food to other countries. And we are already contacted by people all around the world that would like to collaborate with us, even in Africa, so we can save food there and give it to people that really need it.
Thank you very much. You had the bell 2 times, so it goes to show there's so much more to say.
Okay, well, hi Jamie. My question to you is, how do you deal with food regulation in the different markets you're active at? Is this your responsibility or your customer's responsibility? And again to you, will your technology be able to feed Africa?
I knew you were going to ask that second question. Yes. So in terms of regulation, what we try and do is before we actually have a project with any customer, we go through a very extensive commercial modeling process and feasibility study process with them. So we actually support them with a lot of that to ensure that not only is their model going to be profitable and sustainable and address key issues, because we don't want to sell somebody a system for a project that's going to fail, but that they're also considering all local regulations, etc. To your second question around Africa, yes, it wouldn't necessarily be the high-tech model that we promote. There are many different types of vertical farming models that are suitable for different geographies. The only issue you've got with Africa is they're more akin to eating more of the kind of larger staple products, and pricing is very low. So the vertical farming model is gradually evolving to be able to address that.
Thank you very much. Happy with those answers?
Yep.
Perfect. Then let's pass on to one of the other jury members. Artem, yes, your hand is up, so we'll move to you.
Thank you, and thank you for our participants for excellent 5 rounds. That was a real fight. Enjoyed it. Great. The couple of questions are, and the first one will go to Jenny. You have quite a lot of technology in your solution. What do you think would be the breakthrough technologies which will come to the market, which will help you, and which ones would probably harm your business model?
So I think we've kind of reached an inflection point when it comes to technologies such as LED lighting, which is obviously at the core of vertical farming systems. I think evolutions will come through things like sensor technologies or improvements in sensor technologies. We've also got a big emphasis at present on seed treatment and the way that seeds are stored and treated before they come in. Also, good seed breeding programs will help accelerate things. But beyond that, all of the automation that we've already worked on are already propelling our systems forward. In terms of technologies that could disrupt what we're doing, I don't really see many in the context of our system.
Perfect. Thank you.
And maybe question to Julie. You are operating with their sort of mix of technologies, but also different social economical factors. Again, what would be these which will enhance your model, and what would be the ones you think will be detrimental?
It's not a technology, I think, that will be a risk for us. It's really the fact that it's quite simple, our model, so it can be replicated by other companies. And to solve that, we just recently started a new project called Loop Synergy. That is a project that we actually, because we see that there is a lot of more food than what we can use, and there is all these companies who want also to go on the trend of upcycling food. So we're transforming these products into ingredients that can easily be done. And so Danone, for example, could take strawberries from us that we could co-brand, saying that Loop Mission help develop that specific type of product.
Thank you.
The bell has tolled. I'm so sorry. So we move on to Vita. Vita, do you have a question for either of the two contenders here?
Yes, I have a few shorter questions, I believe. First for Jamie. Jamie, could you tell me a little bit more which crops could be grown with this vertical farming technology and which not?
Sure. So we've grown over 200 varieties to date, and it's anything from baby leaf salads through to whole head lettuces, tomatoes, strawberries, some other soft fruits, microgreens, phytopharmaceutical and botanical crops. Anything that has kind of a big root system or requires a tree or wouldn't really fit in a vertical farming system is not going to work. So we always say it's not really a question of what you can grow, it's whether or not you should be growing it, and if it's economically viable.
Okay, thank you.
Very nice.
Then maybe one other question for you, Jamie. What I understood is that the vertical farming technique also has a good impact on taste and nutritional value, potentially. Did you also validate this with consumers, and did they show also preference? Did they also recognize this?
Yes, so we've actually got a very scientific approach for that. So our head of R&D basically works with chefs and also research centers to look at taste from a scientific standpoint. We obviously use our technology we can use different wavelengths of light to actually bring about different tastes and different aesthetic properties for different types of crops. And we can also play around with nutrients to change that. But yes, we validated that, and we've also built up a customer base of over 100 restaurants in London over the past 3 years. So I can safely say that people really like the taste and quality.
Perfect. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Vita, you had a question, I think, for Julie.
Absolutely. Julie, I have the following question. Of course, I loved your name, the Loop Mission, and also the way how you try to connect different partners in the whole value chain together. At the same moment, I know that a lot of the things that you are fighting for, also both retailers and other partners in the whole value chain are working on. So how do you see this long term when retailers and other kind of more traditional food producers are also tackling the food waste issue? How do you see this impacting the supply of your raw materials?
Yeah, when we started the project, we thought that actually we would be limited in our growth because of our business model. But what we realized by starting the project is actually it's crazy the amount of food that is wasted worldwide, and that we are never going to run out of supplies because it's half of the food that is wasted. At the same time, we see that there is other companies who are super interested to work with us, but they already have their own business models, and they don't necessarily want to deal with their own waste or leftovers. So we see that they call us, or even these huge companies, because they don't want to do it themselves. First, because sometimes they don't want to associate their brand with something like that, because marketing in the food industry is always about premium food, like the most incredible potato that was harvested by hand and things like that. So most of the time they call us and they want us to collaborate with them directly.
Thank you very much. And I think that is the perfect time to say to the jury, I think it's time for you to figure out who you think has won. We're going to give you a few moments because there has been some public voting. More than 6,000 votes were cast, a very close number. So, do we have a drum roll? The public vote goes to Loop Mission. So, I see the way the public has voted, and I have another little thing that's actually kind of interesting, Julie. You didn't just win against Vertical Future. You actually got more votes than any other company in the competition. So you truly are the public vote winner of this global gathering 2021. Congratulations.
Wow. I can't believe it. Thank you.
So, we can call you a global hero for what you're doing because the impact is involved as well as profit. We take our hats off to you. But that is us and that is the public, and the jury might go in a different way. So, Jamie, hang in there. You could be a winner too. We don't know which way this is going to go, so let's keep it there. But Julie, big congratulations. The team here couldn't be happier. So, viewers, feel free to comment on YouTube. Who would you like to win? Because we're going to hear, I think, just a couple of other questions and then the jury can vote. I'm looking and I'm seeing that one needs a little bit more time. So I'm going to ask the question, okay, Julie, who is your dream client and why?
My dream client is definitely Costco because they have huge volume, and the more products we sell, the better it is for the world because the more food we can upcycle. So Costco moves a lot of volume. Plus, you have better margin because you don't have middlemen. You sell directly to their warehouse, so you have really interesting prices when you sell to Costco. And at the same time, that would be like a foot in the door to start collaborating with them because, as any other retailers, they probably have a lot of food waste and overstock in their own distribution center. So I would really like to have a conversation with them. And actually, this morning I received an email confirming that we have a meeting with Costco in 2 weeks. So I'm quite excited.
I'm made up for you. And well, congratulations that you've got Costco. We're going to come back to that question in a moment because I want to go across to Jamie, if we can, Jamie, and ask you the same question. Who is your dream client and why?
Well, not to play to the judges, but it's probably Danone. I think we've had a couple of conversations, and Danone or any other kind of big corporate that has potential issues with long-term supply chain problems, i.e., importing products from different geographies. Vertical farming can obviously be implemented locally to ensure that all products that we can grow can be grown locally in a more sustainable fashion. And obviously, with our data science and our technologies, we're able to actually look at things like taste, nutrient density, and so on. And obviously a lot of corporates, including Danone live by our values, B Corps, and very focused on sustainability and a better future.
Jamie, I mean, playing to the jury, you've just done a great job of playing to one of them. Artem, I'm going to put you on the spot. I mean, it was almost direct pitch towards you live on camera. Do you have a response? I mean, I don't know if you're the one that Jamie's been in contact with or its colleagues, but what do you see of a future between Danone and Vertical Future?
Well, of course, we're interested in the new technologies which would allow us shorten their supply chains and have the most nutritionally valuable ingredients and products. Yes, we're looking at these solutions, and we're already been in discussion with multiple players. And yes, Jamie, we're going to continue.
That is something that we like. We're going to continue those discussions. No promises, just a good negotiation, and we see what we come to. I like that style. But I mean, I'm going to go back to Julie's question. She was saying that she wanted to get in contact with Costco. Danone has relations with a lot of retailers and wholesalers. Is that something where you could also help, Julie, in terms of connections to the right players?
Absolutely, I will speak for the whole 100,000 employees here. And yes, I think, well, again, the connections can be done locally. There is a interesting, your model is very interesting, and there, the things like Thermite or any upcycling waste streams, even for us, would be interesting. But yes, if this comes to making connections, we do have them, and that's something that can be again leveraged.
Wonderful, because we don't all put our eggs in the Costco basket. There are other players out there. So let's see. And we've been concentrating on Artem, but we have two amazing other jury members. Gentlemen, are you also able to help some of or the two contenders here with an introduction to, or maybe working together?
Absolutely. I mean, my question about which crops can be grown is, of course, out of a real interest on what can be done. Of course, as one of the bigger jam producers in the world, the word strawberry made a bell ring with me. So yeah, absolutely. I think more on the other side, on food waste, and basically the whole mission of Loop Mission is very inspirational. Of course, also we are working on this topic. We are working on finding ways to reuse materials, to rethink which fruit can be used and what not, for example. So I think also there, it's a big inspiration, and I think it's also I really believe that this type of businesses and this type of brands really makes us think different on how to do things different.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And if we go then to Dror, we left you to last on this one, but how do you think you can help the two fine founders here?
Well, I'm not sure they are familiar with my business, but Hargle Foodtech is the global leader in grasshopper protein production. And while they were speaking, I see many synergies with our industries. I'll start with Loop. You're using food waste, and actually the insect industry, mainly the black soldier fly and the mealworm farmers, are looking for solutions of a constant source of food waste to feed their animals. So making those connections can actually help both industries grow really fast, because the demand of insects is insane, much more than you can find out there. And when I go to Jamie, well, we use the same technology in terms of a completely closed environment to grow both the grasshoppers that we have and also the feed, the wheatgrass. So and since they have that expertise, I see a lot of opportunities to collaborate and improve the livelihood of our grasshoppers.
I just have to say it's marvelous when we can ask these questions and we see the synergies happening. A door opening here, or a synergy between two industries where you see things that you wouldn't see if you were just looking from afar. So we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts, because yes, we are going to hear very soon who the winner is. But what I've seen is that we basically have 5 winners here, because we're all going to be working together to make things a lot better for both of the companies that are there. So thank you, jury members. Thank you to our two contenders also to being open to the collaborations. But I think we have pushed it off long enough. I think we have to figure out who has won. Dror, do you have a red corner winner or a blue corner winner?
A very hard question, but eventually I have to choose one. So this time I go with the red corner.
The red corner. Congratulations, Jamie. Let us skip back to Witte. Witte.
I will go for the blue one.
A blue corner. So we've got one vote each. This is getting very exciting. Drum roll. So is it, Artem, going to be a vote for the red corner or for the blue corner? It's going to be the red corner. And it's a mushroom too. Let's have a big round of applause, everyone. I love this because actually now, I always say we can only have one winner, but we truly have two winners. One of the public prize overall of today, and the other, the winner of this fine battle. Jamie, do you have any words towards Julie?
I thought it was an excellent business. Julie, congratulations. And obviously, the public, love your business as well. I think you're doing something really, really important for the world. Food waste is synergistic as well with what we're doing, but you're tackling it head on. And I think people underestimate the issues around food waste. So congratulations, and keep going. And hopefully we can in some way collaborate together in the future.
Wonderful. Julie, I let you have the line of response on that one.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, and thank you all the judges. I'm super happy, and I think that Jamie, what he does is super innovative. It's the future of food, so I'm super glad that he won this, and I'm really glad to see more vertical farms in the future.
Superb. So, 2 winners, 1 battle. Very happy indeed. Dror, you've set the example to grow the company and to come back as a champion, and we thank the 3 champion jury members, our entrepreneurs, and as you did, Jamie, the entire team here who've been doing a great job today. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to everyone in the audience at home. And let's move on to the next battle. Thank you.